If you're eager to return to postpartum strengthening, here are some of the easy things that you can get started with at home. The first exercise is a balance exercise. When you're trying this for the first time, be in a safe space where there's something nearby that you can hold on to if your balance is very bad. Start with any foot you like, stand on one leg and see if you can balance. If your leg is really locked, the exercise is going to be easy and it's not going to strengthen your muscles. Try to stand in a little bit of a squat. Make sure that your body is not leaning over to one side. If you feel unsteady, feel free to hold on to something. Try to keep the knee slightly bent and work your toes. Try to pretend like you're squeezing your toes into the ground to activate those little foot muscles. Make sure your knee is not trying to kiss the other leg. Open the knee so you can use your buttock muscle. If you feel your buttock muscle working, that is great. If you don't feel it, try to engage your glutes by squeezing them. So try to maintain the foot in a squeezed position. Your knee is bent and trying to stay away from the midline, and your hip is engaged. Try to keep the pelvis at the same level and don't allow your body to fall over. If this is easy for you, hold about 5 to 10 seconds or make it a little more interesting by adding leg movements. Switch and do the other side. This exercise is best performed without anything. So this exercise is best performed barefoot and on a hardwood floor. Early mornings is the ideal time to do this exercise, probably about 5 to 10 seconds on each side. If this felt super easy and you were very balanced, you're ready to move on to the next one. You're going to stand on one leg, whichever leg you want to start with, and we're going to hinge forward and come back up. As you do this exercise, try to keep your knees slightly bent. You're trying to keep your spine tall and don't round it out. With your spine straight, your hands straight in front of you, pretend like you're getting ready to bend down. Notice how my spine is straight and it's not rounding out. Keep the spine straight. Coming up, even though you have all the leg muscles, try to use only this one. So think about squeezing your glutes as you come up. And repeat. As you get comfortable with this exercise, you can go as deep as you like. Alternatively, you can start holding weights in your hands and do that exercise. The reason we're doing this is because as a new parent, there is a lot of bending and lifting with putting the babies down and picking them up. When you're putting your baby down, try to use this exercise. Keep your back straight, think about leaning down, and think about keeping and using the hip muscles as you come up, instead of rounding your back and bringing them up with your back. This exercise is important in preventing back injuries. The third exercise we're going to go over is squats. There are about 100 different variations of squats and they're all right. But the correct one for postpartum people is the one that uses their glutes more than their quadriceps, because that is the most common weakness that we notice in postpartum mothers. You can use a pillar, a doorknob, stairs, whatever you have handy. But make sure it's something that you trust. So don't use a piece of furniture that could topple over and you can get injured. Hold on to something that is steady. My feet are hip width apart, so my feet are under my hips. I'm going to try to use my hips and not my knees. Make sure my knees stay on top of my heels and squat down as low as you feel comfortable. Coming up, push through your heels and make your glutes, your buttock muscle work as you stand up. And repeat. Notice how my shin is vertical and my knees are hip width apart. As I come up, even though I can use my hands, I am choosing to squeeze through my butt, push through my heel, and come up. If you did it correctly, you should feel it here. One of the common ways body will cheat is it will move the knees over to the toes. This will feel easy, and this will work my quadriceps, my thighs, which is not what we want to do. We want to keep the shin vertical and squat with our hips. Notice how my knees are not moving at all. The other common mistake is when people are squatting, their knees try to move towards each other. Make sure you open your knees before you start rising. Start with 5. If it feels easy, increase the number. If this exercise itself feels very easy, feel free to try a one-leg squat. Start slow and build up on all of these exercises. You are going to feel soreness and tiredness and achiness in the hip muscles. If you feel any pain, please reach out to your provider.